Hello, North Country, and welcome to American Legion Post 1619 Field in West Plattsburgh for the Sons of the American Legion Adirondack Slow Pitch League Softball Championships. Our game 4 of the C Division between Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart and Ron Hoy Construction. I'm Foxy Gagnon along with Eric Gagnon on camera, and Bob McCory is the PA announcer. He's the president of the league here in West Plattsburgh. In game 1 of the C Division, first game taken by Corner Mart 19-7 over Ron Hoy Construction. Ron Hoy Construction came back in game 2 to win it 12-4. Game 3 taken by the Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart team 14-13 in a barn burner. So the Corner Mart team leads 2-1. They can clinch it with a win tonight in game 4. On the mound is Ron Hoy for the Ron Hoy Construction team, and he faces Steve McCray to open the game. McCray is 4 for 12 in the series, 2 RBIs, and 1 home run. He is the center fielder. Keith Rebedu, umpires at home plate, and Jim Varon on the bases.
There you go.
A bounder. And tough play at second base, and right off the shins, getting it right off the shins was the second sacker, Gary Gagne. Infield single on the bounder by McCray. And now Mike O'Mara to the plate. O'Mara's been moved up in the batting order. He is 5 for 11 in the series. He has 4 RBIs, and he has scored 4 times. Leading the Corner Mart team in hits with 7 is Jeff Burns. He is 7 for 11 and 6 hits for Darrell Avery. Avery leads with 6 RBIs. That one to left field. Under it is Ryan Hoy, and McCray tags up and gets to second base. But a fly out to left field for the first out of the game. O'Mara is out. Kevin LaHoo now bats. He's 3 for 10. He has 1 home run among those 3 hits. He has scored 5 times. He has 2 ribbies. Kevin LaHoo. Around the infield for the Hoy Construction team, it's Rainey Berto at third base, Nate Durkee at shortstop, Gary Gagne at second base, and Carmen Rust at first base. The outfielders for the construction team, Ryan Hoy in left, and in center it's Henry Rafalco, in right it's Dan Banker, and the extra outfielder is Gary LaMarche. LaHoo bats. Hoy delivers, and that's a bounder. Deep shortstop, backhander by Durkee, but safe at first. LaHoo beats it out, a grounder to deep shortstop. Nice try by Durkee at short, but we figured it to mean extra outfielder. That's the best we could figure. I don't know. Like, right center or extra outfielder. Because, they have a center fielder, a left fielder, a right fielder. So we think Eric is the extra outfielder. Yeah. Eric Hendricks bats. He's 5 for 12, has 3 RBIs in the series. This is game 4. The catcher for the Hoy Construction team is Curtis Seymour. That one's a called strike. Eric Gagnon on camera. Let me tell you, he finally gets here for some softball games. Ryan Hoy with his second put out in left field.
There's one, Eric.
McCray comes in to score on the sacrifice fly by Hendricks, and the Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart team leads 1-0. A win for them tonight sends them home with the championship trophy. Now, Jeff Burns having a great series, 7 for 11. Scored 6 times, he has 2 RBIs. Burns is the shortstop. 2 outs, and Ron Hoy hoping to get out of the inning and get the construction bats out. Right down the third baseline. It hit third base, it's fair. And give a double in the book to Burns. Burns' 8th hit of the series. So a couple of runners in scoring position for Daryl Avery, and he's been their RBI man. 6 for 10, 6 ribbies. Daryl Avery bats.
Come on, Dan and Hank, don't let it buy you.
Batting 6th in the order. He is the third baseman. A big out here for Ron Hoy construction team. They wanted to record the out and keep the run total at 1. "63 degrees at game time in West Plattsburgh on a nice September night. Yeah. Nice night out here. A walk to Avery. Bases loaded. They didn't want to pitch to Avery, so they have to face Tallman with the bases loaded. He's 5 for 10, 3 RBIs, scored 5 times. Bill Tallman. He will be the pitcher.
There you go.
Gotta be perfect for 3, Billy. Perfect for 3 in a row now.
Come on, Ron, put it on.
3 balls and 1 strike. The count to Bill Tallman. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
There you go.
And that's a walk. Hoy walks Tallman. Give Tallman an RBI as LaHoo crosses the plate. It's 2-0 corner mark.
Now batting is the right fielder, Jason Pupor.
Tallman's 4th RBI of the series, and now here's Jason Pupor. He's 5 for 11. It's been a balanced attack for the Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart team. No real standout on this team. They've had a balanced attack. Everybody's contributed. Strike called to Pupor. He'll be the right fielder. Off the fist, and that'll drop in there.
There you go, Jason.
2 runs in on the Pupor single. Clutch hitting with 2 outs
Keep it going.
by Pupor.
Everybody fast.
Burns scored and Avery scored. It's 4-0 corner mark. And now Pat Fulham bats. No, see, this is Sammy Light.
Go for a second.
And they changed their lineup.
Get there.
This is Sammy Light.
We gotta let somebody know.
Well, yeah, they batted different from what was reported.
Tee it up.
In the Fulham spot, we had the Light ground out.
Gotta get the back.
Let's go.
So 4 runs in, and Light should lead off the inning if I know what happens with the batting order.
Let's go.
Fulham should have batted in that spot, and Light should have been on deck. But 4 runs in for the Corner Mart team, and we go to the bottom of the first inning, and the score is Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart 4, and Ron Hoy Construction coming to bat.
Ryan Hoy.
Bottom of the first inning. We'll talk more about that batting out of order as we get to it in the top of the second inning. But bottom of the first, Ryan Hoy, the left fielder, 4 for 10 with 4 ribbies. Ron Hoy Construction also a balanced attack throughout the first 3 games. They are led in hits by Carmen Rust and Kurt Seymour with 5. Burns at shortstop, a 6-3 putout, and you have to hurry when you've got Ryan Hoy running. The Ron Hoy Construction team with 11 different players who have driven in runs, so they've certainly had the balanced attack. They're led by Curtis Seymour's 5 RBIs. He's 5 for 11 in the series. He's batting in the number 2 spot tonight. Sammy Light catches.
Billy. Right on him, Billy.
What a night for softball. Geez, we might play 4 or 5 tonight. To heck with 3 games. To right field. Ooh, over his head. It's over his head, but Pupor recovered. He was waving his arms, maybe a few bugs out there. But he waved his arms, he had it, and then he had to drop back a couple steps. Eric Gagnon on camera following the action. I found out in game 1 of the A division, I had to be on camera. It's tough following that softball. That softball is fast if it's hitting the infield. Zoom. fast. And if it's hit to the outfield, it's hard to find because the night sky, it's hard to see the softball when it gets in the outfield. Do you concur, Eric?
Yeah, I think I should get a raise.
Oh, I don't know about raises. I don't know. I'll have to talk to the company.
You are the company.
Oh, I am the company. Oh, well, then you know what they say. I'll sleep on it. Tallman pitches and Ron Hoy hammers it to left field, but LaHoo was there for the third out.
The bats will come around.
3 quick outs. We go to the top of the second inning. The score on the Sons of the American Legion Adirondack Slow Pitch League scoreboard is Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart 4 and Ron Hoy Construction 0. Now leading off, catcher Sammy Light. Now Sammy batted by mistake in the Pat Fulham spot because that's what their scorebook had in the dugout. And so Sammy Light, rightfully so, it goes down as a third out recorded in the Fulham spot, and Sammy Light leads off the bottom of the second in his rightful spot. And that's how it will be.
He's gone.
And Light puts it out of play with 2 strikes for an out. You cannot, if you have 2 strikes on you, you cannot put the ball out of play, you're automatically out. So 1 out recorded by the fine right-handed pitching of Ron Hoy. Then we go to Steve McRae. McRae led off the game with an infield single. Our thanks to Little Caesars for their support of the Sons of the American Legion Adirondack Slow Pitch Softball League. Don Verkey and the gang. And in the community, I'll tell you, the Little Caesars group, great community supporters. They sponsor a number of events, and that's led by Don Verkey, who is a former athlete at Plattsburgh State, our own Plattsburgh State. Don came to the North Country and stayed right here. He's a North Country boy now. McRae hits a foul at the plate. And boy, I'll tell you what, it's a good thing. You're right. It's a good thing it was foul ball because the practice throw to first base sailed too far.
And you would have had a home run out of it.
Yeah, the way McRae runs, he can run. Ron Hoy on the mound. He of Ron Hoy Construction. He's had a busy summer, I'll tell you that. McRae right back, the leather of Hoy. 2 quick outs recorded by the Ron Hoy Construction team, and now Mike O'Mara bats. He flied to left field in his first at-bat. O'Mara now 5 for 12 in the series. This is Game 4. Corner Mart won Game 1. Construction won Game 2. Corner Mart won Game 3. And that will stay inside the line and down the left field line, and a long single for Mike O'Mara. O'Mara with a smile on his face.
Come on, Kevin.
Batting is the left fielder, Kevin LaHoo.
And now LaHoo bats. He singled and came around to score.
He likes it, Ryan.
1 on and 2 out. Never too late for a rally in softball. We'll see what LaHoo can do. Ron Hoy will try to put the do it to it and end the second at bats for the Corner Mart team.
There you go.
Strike there, says umpire Rebedu. Hoy delivers. LaHoo, base hit to left field. So after 2 outs, back-to-back singles by O'Mara and LaHoo. Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart is at the plate, and Eric Hendricks at the plate.
Stay outfield, get it in.
Eric, a very likable guy. Now, this is, of course, Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart, the home of the huge sub, and we have a soft spot in our heart for this group because the huge sub was started by Scott and Dee when they were owners, Scott and Dee Tatro, and now Eric and his partner have purchased the Corner Mart, and they run it, and it's still the home of the huge sub and a lot of great other items served there, huh? Yeah, I missed out on my sub Friday night. He brought a couple of free subs for the broadcast team, and we weren't here. Infield grounder retires Hendricks. No runs on a couple of hits. We go to the bottom of the second inning. The score on the Little Caesars scoreboard is Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart 4, Ron Hoy Construction 0. Rainy Birdo, Nate Durkee, and Carmen Rust will bat in the second inning for the Ron Hoy Construction team. They went 3 up, 3 down in their first at-bats. That one popped. That's going to drop in. Texas League single. Bounds the right way, and Birdo's going to think 3. They chase it down in the corner, and Birdo's at third base with a triple. Rainy Birdo, his third hit of the series. He's now 3 for 11, and he's at third base. A potential run with Nate Durkee at the plate. Nate the Great Durkee, 2 for 7 in the series. Nate Durkee, the shortstop. He played hockey, he played football, he played baseball at Plattsburgh High School.
There you go.
Little infield grounder, and it barely stayed foul. Avery had an eye on it. If that hits before it gets to third base, you know, hits a little piece of gravel or something and bounds fair, it's a fair ball. It's not foul until it's touched in foul territory or until it goes past the bag. Durkee, hard shot. No chance for Avery at third base. RBI single for Durkee. And it's now 4-1. Here come the construction men. Carmen Rust now bats. He's 5 for 11 with 2 ribbies. That's Durkee's first RBI, so make it 12 players on the team who have driven in runs in this series. Rust right up the middle, base hit. Durkee will stop at second. First and second, nobody out. 3 hits in a row. And Jim Rebidu is at the plate. He's the extra hitter in this lineup tonight. Eric Gagnon on camera having a whale of a time. Beautiful weather, I'll tell you. We like softball games in this weather. Tallman, nice backhanded toss. Oh, Tallman playing like a cool customer. Gets the force out at third base. Durkee off the base paths. Fielder's choice on the little grounder from Rebidu. And now, first and second, 1 out, Gary Gagne. Or Gagne. Not Gagnon. Gary Gagne. And as we said in game 1, I believe, that's Goose's name when he was a kid, Gary Gagne. I don't mind giving that away. Yeah, he was known as Gary Gagne. We weren't Gagnons until later did we Americanize the pronunciation of our name, Gagnon, but we were always the French pronunciation, Gagne or Gagne. Gagne pulls it to left field, and LaHoo under it for the catch. So he flies to center for the second out of the inning. And now Henry Rafalco. He's had a nice series. 4 for 8. 3 RBIs. Henry Rafalco, 4 for 8. 2 outs and 2 on.
There you go, Billy!
1 run in, it's 4-1. Ron Hoy Construction looking for more. That one foul, but Sammy Light couldn't get to it.
Protect yourself, Henry. Protect yourself. Base hit now, base hit.
We are in our McCory press box, high atop the field here along the first base line, right on top of the dugout, first base side. Nice play by Avery. It took the hop. He handled it. 5-3, put out 1 run in, following the 3 hits in a row to open the inning, and then the Corner Mart team shut the door. After 2, the score on the Little Caesars Pizza scoreboard is Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart 4 and Ron Hoy Construction 1. Jeff Burns leads off the third inning, and I smell cheese. Burns had a double to lead in the first inning, not to lead it off, but he had a double. Berto at third base. Oh, high throw, but the 6'8" Carmen Russ just got up on his tippy toes a little bit.
Batting the third baseman, Darryl Avery.
5-3 put out.
Hey, Ryan!
4 runs on 6 hits for Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart team. And Avery pulls that one foul. Avery bites on this one, and it goes to Ryan Hoy in left field. 2 quick outs.
Now batting is the pitcher, Bill.
And as you can see, softball, the kind of sport that you gotta hit the line drives. If you're gonna stay alive in an inning, you gotta hit those line drives. Unless you have power, you're gonna yank it out every time. Bill Tallman drew a walk. It was an RBI walk. He walked with the bases loaded. He's still looking for a strike tonight. 5-0 the count on Tallman so far tonight. 6-0 the count. Ron Hoy smiling. He knows he'll throw a strike eventually at this guy. There it is. 2-1 in this at-bat. 6-1 overall to Tallman. Tallman swings. It's a pop-up. On the run, left center field, running out from under his cap was that guy. Now, which guy it is, I'm not sure.
Bring the bats in there.
Who? Gary Lamarche. All right.
Here we go.
Come back.
Behave now.
Bring the bat.
No.
I'm telling you.
Okay, I know why.
You know why?
Yeah. We go to the bottom of the third. The score on the Little Caesars Pizza scoreboard remains Corner Mart 4 and Ron Hoy Construction 1. And Gary Lamarche, a nice running catch in the outfield. He ran right in and grabbed the bat.
Now you're ready.
It'll be Gary Lamarche, Dan Banker, and Ryan Hoy. Is that right? Yep, we're right.
Good eye, good eye.
Lamarche in the series is 4 for 8 with 2 ribbies.
There you go. There you go.
And that's going to have to be a hit. Bad hop single. Off Avery's shoulder, and Avery's had a good glove over there at third base, so we'll go with the hit for Lamarche. Now, Dan Banker bats. He's 2 for 7 in the series with 2 RBIs.
Dan, make him throw to you now.
Level swing, buddy. Level swing.
Good eye, good eye.
Oh, we like it here. We're waving to the fans and everything, Eric. We're having a whale of a time.
You're ready now, you're ready. Base it now, base it.
Yeah, we become regular customers out here this time of year, and we couldn't be happier. We love it. Possible double play, but boy, oh, thrown in our direction. Fielder's choice, that's what that'll go as, and it gets Lamarche off the bases. So Banker now at first base with 1 out, and Ryan Hoy the top of the order for Ron Hoy Construction. Ryan Hoy 0 for 1 in this one, 4 for 11 overall. And a nice left field. One on and 1 out. Kurt Seymour will be next. Strike called there. I'm Foxy Gagnon. We are North Country Cable Network. Eric Gagnon is on camera. Put the pen down for a while, came out and joined us.
Hit it hard now.
Well, I've been reading his emails. He's been busy. He's had a busy time at work. All kinds of added responsibilities. That's for sure, huh? That's kept you busy. And that's a called strike 3. You don't see that very often, but a called out on strikes is Ryan Hoy for the second out of the inning.
Check base it now, base it.
Now Curtis Seymour bats. He flied to right field in his first at-bat. And I found out just prior to game time, Curtis Seymour was a student of mine at one time. Way back when, maybe a couple years ago in 8th grade. Seymour up the middle. And indeed, Banker had to hustle to get to second base because they had a possible force out at second base. So Seymour with a single. That's his 6th hit of the series. First and second, 2 outs. Ron Hoy Construction down by 3, and they need a clutch hit here by Ron Hoy, the head honcho. He flied to left, and he jumps on this one. Tallman with the leather. Tallman with the glove. And that robbed Hoy of a hit up the middle. No runs on, 2 hits in the inning. We've played 3. The score on the Little Caesars Pizza scoreboard is Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart 4 and Ron Hoy Construction 1. Jason Pupor at the plate in the 4th inning. Now, he had a clutch single, 2 RBI single in his first at-bat. Pupor now 6 for 12 in this series with 6 RBIs, so he's been an excellent contributor. And finds the hole between first and second. And he's thinking of, oh boy, he's got a brace on his left knee or something, and he was thinking of second base. So Pupor happy at first base, and Pat Fulham will bat. Now Fulham got robbed of his first at-bat because the wrong guy batted in his spot. So Pat Fulham finally gets to the plate. And he's 3 for 11 in the series, and then you add the other one in his spot, makes him 3 for 12, and popped up at the plate, Curtis Seymour with the basket catch. Seymour had that one all the way. 1 on and 1 out for a slamming Sammy Light. And he struck out in his first at-bat. He hit it out of play. Light is 2 for 7 in the series. Yep, that is for certain. That one just foul, as you could see. I'm watching the game intently, but I'm also kind of surveying the crowd, enjoying themselves. A nice relaxed atmosphere out here. Some are enjoying some sody pops. Nice hit. He got one up in his eyes, and he slammed it. That's why they call him Slammin' Sammy. Play at second base, and the throw comes in too high. We'll give Light a single on that. Runners at second and third with 1 out, and a big chance for Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart to add to their totals. It's McRae. He's 1 for 2. He's 5 for 14 in the series. Hoy stabs it and didn't get him. Oh, you can't even hesitate. Held the runners, but McRae beat it out. He kind of picked it off the ground and scooted it towards the pitcher, and bases are loaded, 1 out. Somebody's horn is stuck. The lights are flashing. Is that like the emergency flashers? I see the lights blinking there. They shut that up in a minute. They hit it with a softball bat to stop it though. We got 1 out and the bases loaded, sacks packed, as they say, and O'Meara finds the spot. What a very good hitter. O'Meara with the single to the spot where they weren't playing. That scored Pupor, and it is now 5-1. Bases remain loaded with 2 outs. Light at third, McRae at second, O'Meara at first. LaHoo bats. He's 2 for 2 already in this game. And he likes that one. Oh, Berto with the pick. Goes the long way for the out and give LaHoo the RBI. A 5-3 put out. Scoring was Light. McRae went to third, O'Meara to second, and LaHoo out. 2 outs now, 2 runners still in scoring position for Eric Hendricks. Sacrifice fly in the first and hit into a fielder's choice to end the second inning. Hendricks is 5 for 13 in the series with 4 runs driven in. Oh, good one. Lines the shot to left field. That'll score 1. Hendricks, second RBI.
Now batting is the shortstop, Jeff Burns.
Come on, no stop now, Jeff.
3 runs in this inning. It's a 7-1 lead for Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart as they go to clinch the title. They're up 2-1. We're in game 4. They're ahead by a 6-pack now. Our thanks to Bob McCory and the Sons of the American Legion Adirondack Slow Pitch Softball League for inviting us out for another year. How many years now? Maybe 4 or 5? We'll have to go back and check our records. Another RBI single. Burns with a hit off Hoy. O'Meara crosses the plate. 4 runs in the first and 4 in the fourth. Have made this an 8-1 game. Darrell Avery bats with 2 outs. Clutch 2-out hits. Especially the 2-out hits by Hendricks and Burns. 4th year we're here. I'll tell you that McCory keeps track of everything. He's got, do you have like a, what do you call that? A photographic memory or something? Can you remember your anniversary date? I put him on the spot there. But he remembers who was the president of the league back in '77, I'll tell you that. We're going to rehash, get this organized, Bob. We're going to rehash who were the former presidents of this league. A hit and an error. Hendricks scores, and keeping on running is Burns. Everybody scores. Hendricks and Burns both score. We'll give one of those the RBI to Avery. The other was on the error in the outfield. 6 runs in now. Huge inning for Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart. They lead 10-1. And the 10th batter of the inning is Bill Tallman. He ended the second inning flying out to the left center fielder.
You all set now.
My goodness, a lot of runs in this inning. Line to Durkee, backhanded the liner.
Going into the home back to the bottom of the 4th.
6 runs in on a huge inning. And as we go to the bottom of the 4th, the score on the Little Caesars Pizza scoreboard is Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart 10 and Ron Hoy Construction 1. Oh, between innings, we talk about everything. We talk about doctors. We talk about girlfriends. We cover the whole gamut. I'm telling you that. We've talked some football. Cheese. Rainy Berto bats. Popped up. Darrell Avery under it and has it in foul territory. First out. Ron Hoy construction team just not able to get on track. In the second inning, they started with the Berto triple and then singles by Durkee and Rust, but then 3 quick outs and the inning was over. Durkee bats 1 for 1 in this game. And Bob, can you rehash some of those names of former presidents out here at West Plattsburgh, the Slow Pitch League?
I can name a few. I can give you Cleland McDonald, Dave Galarno, Keith Dubray, and then I took it over for Keith when he got out.
All right. Certainly a successful program this year. 16 teams were involved. The single by Durkee. 16 teams this year.
Yes.
And what year was it? 2 years ago or 3 that you started the 3 divisions for the playoffs and all that?
Last year.
Last year was the first year, and that's certainly been very successful from my vantage point. Down the right field line, just foul. But what it's done is you can take a team, like here we have the C division game, and you can take teams that had losing records, and it gives them a whole new season, a reason to keep playing, a reason to stay alive and follow through on their commitment that they made to their teams, because here they are, still playing postseason play, and they're involved in a championship play now. They went through the quarterfinals, semifinals. Russ to right field, Pupor on his horse, and bobbles it and can't come up with it. Durkee heads for third base, and Russ will stop at second, but I think because he misjudged it, we're going to have to call that one an error. I'd like to give Carmen the hit in the book, but Pupor had trouble. We hope he's okay out there. But he came in at first, then it was over his head, and he got a glove on it, but couldn't come up with it. And he's injured out there, we're thinking. He's limping, that's for certain. Rust at second, Durkee at third, and that might open the door for some Ron Hoy construction runs. But they need the hits. This is Rebidoux, and he gets the hit. That will score. Whoa, Darryl Woodward waves them home, and we have a play at the plate. Safe. And Rebidoux moved to third base. So, single in the book. 2 RBIs for Rebidoux. Durkee and Russ score. And it's 10-3. Gary Gagne bats. Rebidoux all the way over to third base. Gagne is 1 for 8 in the series. So he's ready to get on track. Tallman pitches outside. Bottom of the 4th inning, Ron Hoy Construction trying to get back in this game. It's now 10-3. 1 out. They've got to keep the hits a-coming. Strike called on Gagne. Henry Rafalco next. Strike 2 on Gagne. He flied to left field in his first at-bat. Kevin LaHoo's out there ready. That one off the fist. That'll be a tough play. And Hendricks circles under it and makes the catch. And it will go as a short sacrifice fly for Gagne. Rebidoux scored. 3rd run of the inning. It's 10-4. Gagne gets the RBI, his first of the series. No, I'm wrong on that. It's his 3rd RBI of the series. And now Rafalco bats. Henry now 4 for 9 in this series with 3 RBIs. And into left field, base hit. And heads for second. And he's safe.
Batting is the left center fielder, Gary Lamar.
Come on, guys, let's get it talking.
We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 outs. LaMarche now with 5 hits in the series, make it 6. Pupor again, and that one gets by him. He chases it down the corner. LaMarche has the wheels turning. He heads third, he heads for home, and he's in. And well, how will we grade that? We'll give him a hit and then an error for the rest of it. But 2 more runs, that's the important part. 2 more runs for Ron Hoy Construction, 5 in the inning, so they surrendered 6 to Corner Mart. They come back and get 5 of them, and they're right back in the game. It's 10-6. Banker bats. 2 outs still. So Rafalco and LaMarche with 2 out hits. And a line to O'Mara, stuck the fork in it for the final out. But 5 big runs in that inning. We've played 4. The score on the Little Caesars Pizza scoreboard is Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart 10 and Ron Hoy Construction 6. 61 degrees on our AccuStat thermometer as Jason Pupor bats in the top of the 5th. He is 2 for 2 in this one, and he is 7 for 13 in the series. Now, if Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart wins this one, they win the C Division Championship, and we'll have an award ceremony to follow. Oh, right side past the glove of Rust. Well, and that one hit Jim Varon, the umpire, as he trotted into position at second base. He got a rude awakening. And we'll give that one a hit to Pupor. It was faster than Rust could get the glove on it. Eric on camera doesn't agree, but I got the scorebook. Pat Fulham now bats. Fulham is 3 for 13 in the series. Pupor at first, nobody out. Corner Mart with 10 runs on 14 hits. Oh, I think Berto should have had that one. I'm putting the E. I circled the E before he was at first base. Ron Hoy Construction has 6 runs on 9 hits. So the first two batters get on base, and here's slamming Sammy Light. Light is 1 for 2 in this game, 3 for 8 in the series. Berto, and that one handcuffed him. He chases it down. Pupor is going to score. And Berto with a tough night at third base. First and second, nobody out and 1 run in to make it 11-6. And the top of the order now for the Corner Mart team. We should mention some things, and we will in a moment. That one for Rafalco out there, and he gets it in. So McCray skies to right field. The manager of the Ron Hoy Construction team is Darryl Woodward. Darryl, also a former student of mine, long before either of us can remember. And Darryl in the dugout right now, but he's been coaching third base during the games. But he's a great guy, and he is the manager of the Ron Hoy Construction team. Hoy with the glove on O'Mara, low throw scooped by Rust, and a nice play all around. So Fulham stays at third, Light stays at second. Hoy's explaining why he threw it low to Rust on purpose, and Rust had the big glove over there at first base. Now this is LaHoo. Hard shot, that one between short and third, and that will score 2. Throw comes in, but too late. And a big RBI hit for, 2 RBI hit for LaHoo. He's 3 for 4 in the game. And Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart keep scoring runs. They lead 13-6. And here's Hendricks. He's got a couple of ribbies on a sacrifice fly. Then he fielder's choice, and then he had an RBI single. Eric Hendricks is the name. Smashed and right in front of Ryan Hoy. Another hit. Ooh, that hit him. And he's rolling in agony. And in the meantime, LaHoo wants to score and does. Hendricks is all the way over to third base. And an injury timeout in the outfield. And that's Ryan Hoy, and he's definitely down and will need a breather. Timeout on the field. We are in the top of the 5th inning. Corner Mart with the lead in Game 4. Hoy is okay, at least as far as okay can go, and he'll trot in a liner to Durkee to end the inning. Burns is out, and the Corner Mart team added 4 runs on 3 hits, and there were a couple errors. I think 3 errors in the inning. Tough inning defensively for the Ron Hoy Construction team, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. The score on the Don Verkey scoreboard is Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart 14 and Ron Hoy Construction 6. And now he has to bat. It's Ryan Hoy, still catching his breath a little bit. Ryan is 0 for 2, and I found out much to my amazement, Ryan Hoy is the son of Ron Hoy. Look at the glove by Tallman. Jeez, he must have a glove the size of a tent. Man, oh man, he just swipes at it like a fly swatter.
Now batting is the catcher, Curtis Seymour.
But that surprised the heck out of me that Ron Hoy was, I don't want to say the wrong words, but is like old enough to have a son, Ryan Hoy, who I didn't know all this stuff. And Eric tells me then, throws in that the other son named Jeremy Hoy graduated from Beekmantown the same year as Eric, and that'd be back in '96. So my goodness, I thought Ron Hoy was just a young whippersnapper. Burns to O'Meara on the Seymour infield grounder, and 2 quick outs.
Here's the pitcher, Ron Hoy.
And here's Ron Hoy himself. Of Ron Hoy Construction, my goodness, and he bats third in the lineup. He's the pitcher, and the Darryl Woodward that we talked about, he's down at third base. He's down there. What are you talking about? Wow, what's the matter? What did I say?
No, Ron Hoy.
Oh, he's doing. Well, Ron is one of
Whippersnapper.
Oh, yes. Ron Hoy is one of the more colorful players in this league as well. He stretches out and gets the base hit. They played like 6 guys. Oh, that's past everybody in left field. Lahoo chases it down, and Ron Hoy decides to stop at second. Oh, it goes in the dugout out of play. He's coming home. 1 from the mound and 2 from the field, and he was at second base. But I guess not. They're going to stop him at third. I thought he should get home.
He was on second.
Thanks, Mark.
I guess.
Mark Papa came in our press box to say hello. We appreciate Mark Papa of Papa Electric. He came by to say hello. We like it when they stop by and say hello to us in our McCory press box. Now, Rainey Berto bats. Berto lofts that one in the gap. Chasing it is McCray. Oh, almost a major league play. He knocked it down, and it'll be a double for Berto. Hoy scored easily on the play. So the construction team adds 1 to their total, and it's 14-7. Here's Durkee 2 for 2. Durkee now 4 for 9 in the series. We are in game 4. And Durkee with the hit. Berto will score. 3 for 3 is Durkee. And it's 14-8. Cutting the lead to a 6-pack. This all after 2 outs. Ron Hoy got the single, Rainey Berto the double, Durkee the single, and here's Rust. He has a single and then reached on an error. I'm Foxy Gagnon, Eric Gagnon on camera, North Country Cable Network, watching Rust get a hit up the middle. Uh-oh, close play at second base, and that one will be safe. The corner Mart team getting a little careless in the field, but they've had some tough plays as well, and now Jim Rabideau bats. He is 1 for 2. He's driven in 2 runs. 3 for 10 in the series with 5 RBIs. He's made the most of those 3 hits, hasn't he? Tallman pitches. That one called strike 1. The Ron Hoy construction team fighting for a longer season. They are down 2-1 in the best of 5.
Base it, now base it.
To right center, and McCray has it. So 2 runs in that inning on the 4 hits. 4 hits in a row. We go to the 6th after 5. The score on the Little Caesar scoreboard is Corner Mart 14 and Ron Hoy Construction 8. Ron Hoy pitches. Daryl Avery looks. Strike one. Avery is 1 for 2 plus a walk. Bounder. And Berto can't handle it. Tough day at third base. He's had a good series at third base. Berto's handled some tough chances, but in this game, the glove and the ball just aren't finding each other. And so Tallman gets the at-bat now. He walked in the first, flied out in the third, and lined out in the fourth. Boy, pitches that one right off the fist, and an easy play for Durkee at shortstop.
The batting is the right fielder, Jason Pupor.
PA announcer is the president of the Sons of the American Legion Adirondack Slow Pitch Softball League, Bob McCory. Bob usually assisted by Jana McCory, but we haven't seen her tonight. School is underway. Soccer games and school. She's a busy lady now at Peru Central, so Bob is working solo tonight.
She was supposed to have been up here for the 6:30.
Well, maybe she had some extra homework in science. Pupor is 3 for 3. Backhanded play. Great play. Fielder's choice put out. Durkee, great play to Gagne. Gets the fielder's choice and robs Pupor of his fourth hit. Had nobody been on base, that would have been a hit for Pupor, no question about it. But there was a runner on first, and that cost Pupor his fourth hit. So now, Avery off the base paths, 2 outs for Pat Fulham. And he gets the hit. Pupor into third. Fulham at first, Pupor at third. When I arrived on the scene tonight, prior to this game, I went out and put on a glove and caught some flies and grounders with the team that was here for the 6 o'clock game. This is Slammin' Sammy Light. He's working the gum. He's the catcher for the Corner Mart team, and that one pulled foul, giving chases. Hoy, be careful out there.
Sammy, gotta keep it fair now. Sammy, keep that next one fair.
Jim Varon, the base umpire, and Keith Rebedu is the home plate ump. Shortstop, Durkee, steady glove, force out second base, ends the inning. No runs in that inning, and a chance for the Ron Hoy construction team to get back in it. They hold defensively, no runs and a hit, and they'll see what the bats can do in the bottom of the 6th. It's Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart 14 and Ron Hoy construction 8.
There you go, Billy.
Gary Gagne flied to left in the second inning, hit a sacrifice fly to second base in the 4th. Yes, you heard me correctly. It was deep second base.
There you go.
Avery at third base. Long throw across the diamond. Gets Gagne by half a step. Now Henry Rafalco, 1 for 2 in the game, 5 for 10 in the series. Henry Rafalco at the plate.
Make him throw to you, Henry. Make him throw to you.
Watch it, guys. He's on his arm.
Come on, Henry. With it.
I've got some of my original softball jerseys of the mesh variety. Over the head and a great catch out in left field by LaHoo. I have, it's probably a collector's item now, an orange mesh softball jersey with black lettering that says teachers. And that's the City Teachers and the City Softball League, which won some championships some years back in the days of, let's see, and Paul Dingman, we were all young kids. Paul Dingman, John Nicotera, Ray Lalone. Oh, who else played? There was a whole bunch of them. Jack Baruti at first base. Whole bunch of guys. 1-3 put out on a LaMarche. No runs in, no hits. In the 6th, we go to the 7th. Let's see what happens. Game 4 of the C Division Championship Series. Score remains on the Little Caesars Pizza scoreboard. Corner Mart 14 and Ron Hoy Construction 8. Hoy pitches and McRae stands in. He is 2 for 4 in this game. Game 4. Now, should the Corner Mart team hold on and win this game, we will have the awards ceremony immediately following with the awards trophies provided by Little Caesars. Don Verkey and the gang at Little Caesars. Gagne with the nice play at first base to put out McRae. And now Mike O'Mara. O'Mara 2 for 4 with an RBI in this game. He's played a solid first base for the Corner Martyrs. So we're right about that, Bob. I don't want to misspeak. The trophies provided by Little Caesars. Don Verkey and the gang at Little Caesars Pizza.
Those are also the most valuable player trophies too we donated.
Okay, and we will have the most valuable player announcement. That'll be interesting because there's been such balanced hitting on both sides. O'Mara with another hit. He's 3 for 5 now, and he is 8 for 16 in the series with 5 RBIs. Kevin LaHoo has had a big game, 3 for 4 in this one, and now 6 for 14 in the series. Almost an overflow crowd here tonight. That's a hit to left field. Corner Mart wants more. So getting back to my softball jersey collection, after the teachers team folded, somewhere in the early 70s, the teachers team came to a stop. Everybody got too busy with kids, I think. All the teachers started to have children and families and all that. So I joined the Condos softball team in the city. I remember that was like John Mooney. I think John Ireland was part of that team. Popped up in the infield. Hendricks hits it sky high, and Durkee with the catch. So 2 outs with a couple runners on base, and Jeff Burns bats. And then, after a couple years with Condos, those were nice blue jerseys with yellow shoulder lapels, shoulder sides to them. They were different kind, nice coloring. Then we had the Homer Mayflower Moving and Storage team. That one's fair, down the line for Burns. Burns with his 3rd hit of the game, and that will score 2. Because Pupor has speed, and he's right behind LaHoo. 2 big runs on the Burns hit. And it's 16-8. 4 in the 1st, 6 in the 4th, 4 in the 5th, and they have 2 in the 7th for some insurance. 16-8. Avery at the plate. Pulled left field down the line, has Hoy on the run. What a catch in front of the 280 sign. Ryan Hoy's feeling fine, thank you. He outran the ball and hauled it in front of the 280 sign in left field, robbing Avery of his 3rd hit. 2 runs in that inning, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. It's up to the Ron Hoy Construction bats. It's Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart 16 and Ron Hoy Construction 8. Dan Banker bats. Game 1 went to Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart 19-7. Game 2 to Ron Hoy Construction 12-4. In Game 3, it was a close one. Corner Mart came out on top 14-13. And this is Game 4, and The Corner Mart team just 3 outs away from clinching the C Division championship. Infield, Burns across the diamond to O'Mara for the first put out. Pitcher Tallman has retired 5 in a row. Ryan Hoy bats 0-for-3 in the game, 4 for 13 overall, and an excellent player in left field. Tallman pitches. Who won the C Division last year? Can we remember that? Ron, huh? Oh, the Ron Hoy construction team, which was known as Moose Lodge last year.
That team was Bootleggers.
And Bootleggers, now called Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart. That's right. Pop to left field. LaHoo puts the do it to it. 2 outs. And Curtis Seymour is 1 for 3 in the game, 6 for 14 overall. And he is the last hope at this point for Ron Hoy Construction. Ball 1, 2 deep. The C Division Championship on the line right here with this at bat. 1-1 the count to Seymour. 2-1 the count to Seymour.
Okay, thank you.
An infield grounder, Tallman, and the championship. The C Division Championship goes to Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart. They take this one 3-1 with a win in Game 4. They come up with 16 runs on 20 hits. Ron Hoy Construction with 8 runs on 13 hits. They did not get a hit in their last 2 innings. We now head to the award ceremony with Bob McCory, the president of the Sons of the American Legion Adirondack Slow Pitch League.
This time I'd like to hand out the trophies for the C Division. First of all, again, I'd like to thank Don Berkey and Little Caesars for the donations of the trophies. I'd also like to thank North Country Cable again for coming up and airing the C Division, and also congratulate both teams on a well-played season and finals. First trophy goes to the overall runner-up in the C with a final record of 14-21. This year's second place goes to Ron Hoy's Construction.
Daryl Woodward accepting on behalf of the team.
The next award is the Most Valuable Player Award that was picked by the team manager, and that goes to Fred and Jerry's Mike O'Mara.
Okay, Mike.
The last trophy goes to the overall
O'Mara an
2001
8
C Division
for 16
champions, final
in the
record
series.
18 and 17. Fred and Jerry's Corner Mart.
And Sammy Light accepts on behalf of the team. Thanks to Eric Gagnon for his work on camera. Congratulations to Bob McCory and the league on another successful series wrapped up. This is Foxy Gagnon on behalf of everyone in North Country Cable Network saying as always, good night, North Country.